And we are live, the SMT Podcast. What up, y'alls? I always put a Z at the end. That's how I write it too, y'alls. You know, I'm not even like Southern or country or anything. It's like a word I just started saying.
You pick it up, man.
School. Y'alls, you know.
When I lived in Tennessee, I picked up all kinds of stuff. I still do it sometimes. When I say bye to you guys, I'm like, hey, see y'all. And everybody looking at me like.
Yeah, but I think it's a universal word you can use anywhere in the country, and we know what it is. You know, nobody's gonna laugh or scoff at the word. You know, we know what you mean.
Except the Brits. The Brits look at us like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, but what a bloody word that is. What's going on, everybody? It is different. That's right. I finished the setup of the lab. I got everything's done. I think I'm gonna paint a couple of walls on that side. Hang a couple of things up. I'm going to get this thing looking SMT style. I mean, I haven't been able to do anything because there's been no time. And I'm down to my final 2 classes for my master's coursework. So I've got a few more assignments and then a couple of projects, and I'm done, man. And
what, are you studying karate or something? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm getting my master's in educational technology, man. Jeez, karate.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it's taken like 3 years, man. It's just good the classes are expensive as hell, you know. So it'll be good to not have that bill anymore. And so not having to spend it and then make more money because I have a better education. So
are you gonna go for a a doctorate after that?
I don't know where that falls into place. I think as long as
think about what it would do for the channel.
I know, doctor. Bro, then I'd just be like, I just have my nose in the air all the time. Be like, I'm too busy for you guys. You know?
Yeah. So I'll just fake it. I'll just print one out and say I'm a doctor anyway.
Right. So you get a PhD in something that's irrelevant though. Like
super lame.
I'm one of the doctors that doesn't really help people get better. That's what I am.
I'm Dr. Bad. Yeah, I do bad things.
I mean, could you imagine being a medical doctor right now? I mean, the demand is probably through the roof. I mean, trying to manage probably like telemedicine and taking all those Zoom meetings, and then with everything going on in research and medication, like it's probably crazy right now.
You're in demand to be a doctor right now.
I bet that resident doctors are probably stacking up hours of experience like nobody's business.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're probably like picking up probably twice as much time as they would need to, you know, and they're going to finish a lot sooner than they thought. Anyway, that's it. I haven't really been given that much thought, but man, there's so much going on in wireless, bro. Every day it's something from any carrier, you know, like for a while, it was just like T-Mobile was busy. Always counting them for a good story. You know, I'd pick it up on the newsreel. You pick it up in my, like, I get Google Newsfeed stuff. I go looking on Fierce. I go looking on, certain sites that I like and trust. And then, like, now it's just everything, every which way, like left side, right side, front, back. And then stuff like leaks, and then it breaks, and I'm at work, and I'm like, holy crap, I want to like tweet and do this, and I can't do anything. So, there's a lot of stuff. So and heck, man, look, I don't know how much time you got, bruh, but we could go as long as you want and talk about whatever you want. First, I want to promote your channel. So I want to thank you for coming on. So let me just say, Hector can be found at thetechextremist.com.
See how
that's his website. Exactly. Now you just need the PayPal donation link in there and you'll be cool, bro. Animated. Yeah, right.
It's kind of, it just shows you how uncoordinated I am.
And actually, at the end of the show, I'll change the description. I'll add your YouTube channel and your website once we wrap up here.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
For those of you that don't know, I think Hector probably does the most field testing on the YouTube space. I don't think anybody else does as much. So big shout out to him for taking the time to do that.
Going to Tennessee soon.
Oh, so then he's going to be tracking any random given place on that trip, right? It'll be Bruns, Tokyo, Missouri, or whatever, wherever you'll be. Yeah, man, it'll be good. I'll be tracking that, dude. Are you gonna be uploading as you record?
Yeah, so I mean, it won't be as high quality as I normally do. It'll have to be from the phone, but yeah, I'll be along the way. I'll even be doing it on the trip because we're gonna drive over there.
Nice, dude.
So
yeah. So usually what I do is I say hi to everybody, but I just can't today because I got Hector here, so we just can't do it. So we're gonna say hi, everyone. Right? No individual shout outs. We love you, but we got stuff to talk about, man. First, I want to just mention something quick. When I did the Quibi video about the service that basically is just, it didn't make it. You know, I'm not here to make an excuse for anybody. I'm just saying it didn't make it. Okay, so it wasn't good. It did not distinguish itself as a serious competitor to the likes of Netflix and Hulu and whoever else has content, right? You name it. They're at each other's throats. So at a time where the competition is fierce and you are the new kid on the block and your content is not overly exciting anyone, there's no way for you to distinguish yourself and make people want your service. It didn't matter that you were selling it for $5 a month. You could have sold it for $1 a month. I really don't think it was going to catch, you know? And I put, it's a failed partnership. It is. I know it's not T-Mobile's fault. I'm just saying it's a failed partnership. It had nothing to do with T-Mobile. T-Mobile couldn't save that service. Verizon couldn't save that service. I really believe no matter where you put it, it wasn't going to make it. And that's just my take and my opinion, you know? So
I agree 100%.
When I said it was a failed partnership, the excuse train started, right? The Kool-Aid brigade started coming in and they were talking about, oh, you're blaming T-Mobile. No, not at all. It's a failed partnership. I can say that with confidence.
We can say the same thing about Verizon's Go 90.
Precisely. So, and actually, they suffered the same symptoms, all right? Trying to do your own content, trying to host others' content, and it just didn't catch. Timing, platform, whatever. You know, it just didn't work. And that happens. Yeah, $2 billion down the drain. I think this is a painful reminder to those that think they know everything, like in Hollywood, right? They've been told how amazing they are, all these directors and these actors. They've been told their whole lives how amazing they are, and they're never wrong. All they have is yes men in their lives. Well, you just lost. Yeah. So you don't know what millennials want. You know what I'm saying? Firewolf Studios, big shout out to you. Thank you. I've been excellent, man. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well. Also, appreciate the super chat. The guy who started this service and generated all the money up front, you know, he's going around Hollywood collecting, you know, trying to get this going. They're like, yeah, we did the research. They want short form video. They want a vertical. Instagram's kicking right now. Bro, they want TikTok. They want people, average people, dancing in front of a camera, acting a fool. They don't want the stars on a short form video. If they want stars, they watch a longer show. They watch a movie, right? I don't think they're in touch with reality. I think they tried to force something, the square peg, you know, into the round hole, you know? So your take, go ahead, Heck.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm not an executive, so I don't really know what all they're thinking when they're making these decisions. But like, let's say I was in the room when they were thinking about doing this.
Yeah, right.
Right. Not that they would want me there for any reason, but
I feel the same way.
Right. We're gonna do this streaming service. We're gonna partner with so and so, and it's gonna have all this original content, and we're gonna take on the big players. It will be in a different format, whatever. But the basic part of it was very similar to Go 90. Very short series. You know, try to compete with Netflix in a way, although this was in a different format. If you already saw Verizon, who is the biggest, you know, kid on the block, fail at something, you know, say they're trying to jump over a puddle and they failed, and then you go and you're smaller and you try to do the same thing,
right? It's
just not going to work,
right?
You're not going to make it
unless you had some kind of amazing show, like if you look at what AT&T has with Time Warner and HBO. They're like Walking Dead, you know, literally carried that platform for a while. You know what I'm saying? So while they were producing episodes, you could make the argument like that show is that transcendental, but that's few and far in between. You know, there's nothing that compelling on the service.
Yeah, it's just short-sighted from the beginning. I remember when Tech Life Channel, he sent me a message. He's like, "Hey, look what T-Mobile's gonna do. They're gonna try to compete in the streaming." My response back was Go 90. Right off the bat.
I had that same conversation with Pete. He said the same thing. Go 90.
Yeah, Go 90. It's just that it just didn't make any sense. You take a look at the carriers. That includes AT&T. It's not just.
Yeah.
The only one that seems to be kind of semi-successful is HBO Max.
Yeah.
All right, but HBO Max is a known they were big before AT&T acquired them.
Sure.
And aside from Netflix, they were the platform that was just as recognizable. Before Netflix, it was HBO. Everybody knew who HBO was. Nobody knows or nobody knew what Go90 was. Nobody knew what QB, whatever it's called, was. And so what I'm trying to say is that it seems to be a pattern. All these startup streaming services just fail.
They do.
And even it just seems like the consumer doesn't want a carrier running their streaming platform. And, which brings, okay, I don't want to get ahead of your topics, but then, we can connect that to the Un-carrier that might come up soon. But anyway, we'll touch on that later. But again, it just doesn't make sense when a carrier tries to do things like this. Mm-hmm. It's almost like you want to tell them, dude, stay in your lane.
Sure.
Do what you're good at.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like the consumer wants you.
But doesn't that make you think they're reaching? Like right. when I use the term reach, I mean they're trying to find something like, bringing revenue to the table out of a market that didn't pre-exist for them. So you can only innovate within the wireless, it appears, so much, so like how many times can you tweak a plan? How much value can you put to a plan before the ARPU starts to, come down and you start kind of like, maybe we don't want to go there. Maybe we because the you can't give them unlimited hotspot, right? And 4G LTE speeds. He just wouldn't pull it off. There's only so much you could do. So I feel like there's always, and they saw it kind of succeed in certain ways sometimes, and they're like, okay, we could do it. They believe they can do it. Obviously, they think they'll be the exception, I think is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think a much better example, excuse me, would be AT&T TV. Maybe not so much HBO. Again, another service that seems to be kind of failing.
Yeah.
And the reason why T-Mobile was successful with Netflix was for the simple reason that Netflix was already huge. Yeah. And they didn't have to do anything. They simply bundled it into their existing plans.
Sure.
To me, that's smarter. I think that Verizon learned that lesson. I think that's why Verizon said, "Hey, you know what? We really suck at this. Mm-hmm. Go90 failed. Hey, Apple, can I partner up with you and I can?"
They got Hulu stuff? And they did ESPN. They built that with the correct vision, and I feel like it took about a year of planning and execution and making the deal. Yep. I think there had to be some convincing there as well.
So in other words, we probably could have, talked about this when they launched it and made the prediction that it was going to fail because it wasn't following the formula that we had already seen in action that actually worked, which is Netflix. And then, of course, HBO Max to a lesser extent, using an existing popular streaming service, something that's already a big deal.
If HBO Max doesn't work, it wouldn't be because the content isn't good. It's going to be because the lack of marketing.
Yeah.
See, that was the opposite. Quibi was blasted in our face the first 2 months.
That's a good point.
And it still did not catch. HBO Max, people don't even know what it is. That's crazy. I mean, the only person who may know what HBO Max is an AT&T customer that has it included that was pre-installed on their phone. Like it was on there as bloatware and you went ahead and just activated it, nobody's looking for it either. They stumble upon it, I think, unless they had HBO content they wanted to see already. Right.
That's true. But I mean, okay, like, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself because you have an agenda here that you want to follow or schedule. You don't think it could tie into the good ads for AT&T, HBO Max?
Yeah, I think it finally started to catch, but I think finally people started to see it. If we're kind of speaking about the beginning, the service came out in May. I think by adding 8 million subscribers in 1 quarter, I think that's a tremendous gain. Because Disney Plus added 30 some million the first year. But if you're adding 8 per quarter, you're looking at over 30 million in a year, right? If it keeps that same rate. So that's kind of how I'm looking at. So we can equate HBO Max's quarter to a Disney Plus quarter. That's how good it is. Like that was really tremendous. I don't know what else is in store, for the future, how, does it continue with this positive momentum? You talk about momentum all the time. That's huge for a business. When something is moving well, you keep pushing. You don't just bail. You don't say, okay, good enough, let's let it roll down the hill. No, you continue the momentum until people push back and say, no more, we're good. We don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
Although it seems like it finally kind of worked for AT&T finally, they finally got that ball rolling. They got the momentum, but yeah.
Yeah, and so, I think they're wise to continue the push. Just the mind share, the eyes on the prize, keep putting it out there in marketing and advertisement. And like they're trying to do the same thing with 5G. I mean, everybody's trying to get the mind share. When you think of 5G, who's the company you think of? T-Mobile's forcing the issue. They make you think that they have the right 5G, their best 5G, the most 5G, blah, blah, blah. It's all just marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my God.
Nobody really has 5G. Let's be honest. There's not a standalone carrier out there. There's not a standalone core out there. There's not a single channel, 100 megahertz channel of anything, which is what a 5G network is going to have. It's going to have multiple 100 megahertz channels of bandwidth that is going to transcend wireless. Like everything you do can be wireless when you're connected to 400 to 600 megahertz of spectrum. A couple hundred megahertz of mid-band here, a couple hundred megahertz of millimeter wave here. And the modems aren't there either, but they're not going to tell you that. They're just going to say, icon, look at your display, icon,
Yeah. Who's that?
What's up, Team Pixel? How you doing?
Yeah, what up, everybody?
You don't even have a Pixel anymore, do you?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, I do.
What do you got?
Pixel 4 XL.
You're going to keep that sucker until the next generation?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the 6.
Yeah, I can't blame you, dog. Let me tell you about the 5, man. Tremendous phone. But you can tell when you have to do the 2 or 3 heavy-duty things.
That's where that processor lags a little bit.
The processor for rendering video, you could feel it, right? The GPU and the CPU. And then the modem, dog. So there's a spot by the bakery where I connect to millimeter wave. When I get out of the car, I know it connects. Note 10 Plus, it connects. Does not connect on the Pixel 5.
Yeah, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig.
That's right.
It's still budget, baby.
That's right. So it's just a reminder, for anybody out there thinking like it'll be exactly like a flagship. No software is going to help you when the hardware doesn't do it. It's good software though. It is good. It is good. That
part I would definitely agree to a certain extent. However, that really surprises me between a X55 and an X52. There's that much difference.
Oh yeah. And I also want to throw in, they may have gone budget with the millimeter wave antenna. You have no idea what they did. I haven't seen a teardown.
Oh man, I got one for you, Sneed. Speaking of antennas, I'm super disappointed with this Note 20 Ultra I just got.
Talk to me, bro. What's wrong with it? That's supposed to be the pinnacle of Android hardware, man.
No, man, no. Look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I sent a message to Tech Live channel earlier about this. And the video that I'm gonna post in a little while is gonna show that during the video. My V60 is thrashing. I mean, it's not even close. My Note 20 Ultra. I thought that my S20 Plus 5G was defective. It wasn't defective. It's the phones. It's maybe the antenna design, maybe the RF performance isn't as good as we used to,
S20, regular S20?
Yeah, because I have an S20 Plus 5G that I used for Verizon. Well,
how was that?
Now.
How was that?
It was the same as the Ultra, Note 20 Ultra. The performance is the same on Ultra wideband. And my V60 is thrashing them both. Like, it's not even close.
Man,
the V60 was the problem.
Me away. He steered me away, and Tim did too. They steered me away from the V60 this year. They said there were some associated issues.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I didn't believe it, and there was, and let me explain. I didn't believe it at first until I got the Ultra and I duplicated the same thing as the S20 Plus. Now, I'm a technician by trade. People that don't know that, I work on flight simulators. If I have a problem with one device, okay, it could be the device. If I have the same problem on two devices,
oh, now it's a thing.
the likelihood of it being something else is very small. 1%. You're talking about it's possible. It's possible I have 2 bad units, but extremely unlikely. And the V60, when I first got it, it sucked. I have an old video that's like 8 months old where you can check it out. And I'm like cussing up a storm. Well, I'm not really cussing because I'm not going to cuss for the channel, but I'm peed off. And I'm like, this phone sucks. Don't use it for 5G, da. They've done software updates over the months where it's vastly improved. And now it's the best ultra wideband phone that I have.
The V60.
The V60, and I have the dual screen and all that good stuff.
So now you're really starting to like that phone.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have the low band 5G. It doesn't. It
Verizon model.
It only does ultra wideband. But I mean, come on, man! Like I've been testing the DSS, and it's not really a game changer at all. All right, it's just that 5G icon that hey, we need to have it, so that's why we have it. Yeah. So there you go, V60, baby.
The V60 is it's the one for ultra wideband. Wow.
I don't even know what this. I mean, I know they released some software updates, but software updates usually doesn't fix RF.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Unless they, the only way I could see that being a possibility is if they somehow optimize the battery and they still had room to adjust some kind of gain. Maybe. I don't know. Engineers might be able to tell me otherwise.
It's also, it could have been the nodes you were testing. They may have optimized those.
It could be, or maybe the dual
screen,
maybe the dual screen has an antenna extension. I don't know, but it performs a lot better than it used to. That's all I can tell you.
See, I always wanted one, man. They steered me away. I was like, man, I don't want to waste money. I really don't like wasting money on phones. If I buy a phone, I want it to perform well. I don't like returning stuff. I don't like restocking fees. Like the whole process of returning is a pain, so I was like, you know what, 2 out of, how many people are telling me don't do it. Team Pixel's telling me like everybody's returning them. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, because it was true.
Yeah. It's possible that Samsung is simply being over aggressive with cutting off the ultra wideband to save battery. That's a possibility. Because they do have the ability to cut it off as the heat or depending on how they. So if you do coding, you can put what the conditions you want, to make something happen. So okay, you reached over 90 degrees Celsius, shut this off, or something like that. That kind of thing. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Give the V60 a look.
Yeah,
it'll be on the video. It'll be on the video. You'll see it.
I think it's a tremendous phone. I love everything about the phone, with the exception of, me liking the Google Pixel software better. If I could have the Google Play Edition version of an LG V60, I feel that's the ultimate combo. But like the audio, I could use it for creating content, high quality, audio deck. All these great things about it, a headphone jack, a large battery. And there's so many pros about it because I was settling for the Note because it had a smaller battery. I just dealt with it by charging it more. But that's really not what I wanted to do. I don't like charging my phone twice a day.
Yeah.
So the only way I wasn't charging it twice a day was when I was rotating 3 phones.
Yeah, but when I was rotating, is amazing on it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, see, I'm probably gonna find one on a discount rate now. So I'll probably look into one. Yeah. Now I'll probably get a good deal on one. I'm sure somebody will let one go for a few $100 or $400, which is crazy because that phone probably released at $900 or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think brand new right now it's like $699.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna pick one up secondhand. See, look at that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you can pick this up for $699, it's a freaking steal, man.
I'm telling you, I want to say I found them under $500, under $400. Seriously.
So someone's asking me on the comment section, have I tried enabling performance mode on the Note? No, I haven't tried that. I'll try it next time.
Yeah, I guess that's supposed to kick up the CPU. I wonder if that'll do anything for the modems.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have to do that. I mean, it should work the way it's intended right off the bat,
Yeah, I agree. All right, man. So as the title of the video states of the podcast here, we definitely want to talk about the TV streaming service, and we kind of broke the seal talking about Quibi, which is why I feel like maybe this is going to be a problem for T-Mobile. It's going to be hard to overcome, the difficult nature of catching traction in this space.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not easy to do. So, look, I'm like formally educated and trained in the scientific method. I'm a science teacher, right?
Oh,
so
I know
like this is my process. Like this is how I think. I don't know how to think any other way, right? You test something until you're blue in the face and you don't get any other results, and that's fact, right? I was unable to falsify this. So for now, this is what it is, right? Until we can disprove it. Okay. That's how this goes. When I look at probabilities, it's an indication of what's the most likely outcome. All right. So when you were talking about, your job, your flight simulator technologies, when you get a bad one and stuff like that, I get that. So I look at the probability of T-Mobile's TV streaming service. I have to weigh in a couple of things. Number one is timing. They are late to the party, very late to the party, because companies and platforms have come and gone. All right. They're number one, they're late. So timing's an issue. Number two is cost. We don't know the cost. I don't know how much they're going to sell it for. Okay. The other thing is, will it be nice? Will it be pretty? People need an interface. Also, is it going to be quality? Are people going to say, man, that's a really good service? I really enjoy it. Do I want to keep paying it? Because you'll try a free service, and if you're going to pay for it, it's a totally different story, right? And if you'll pay for it 2 months in a row, 3 months in a row, right? They're not going to do a contract. They don't do that. So will they get people to come back? There's so many questions. Let's talk this first one, okay? Availability. Do you think, Hector, they go national with this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they have a choice if they're gonna start a streaming service right now. You have to go national. You can't go small. You have to go big. So I do believe that. But man, I just don't see this. I don't see it succeeding, man, because nobody wants to get TV from or any kind of streaming from T-Mobile. Would you agree with that? Do you think that's what people want?
Well, my question is, are people asking for it, right?
Yeah, I don't see anybody asking T-Mobile for this. I don't see. We don't need another streaming service, dude. We just don't. It is a saturated market. We have AT&T TV. We have Sling TV. Wouldn't it be smart if they teamed up with Direct, with Dish to do Sling TV? Wouldn't that be a good Un-carrier move? I know that they're going to be competitors, but they're still working kind of together right now. Maybe they could do it for a few years. Why try to reinvent the wheel? Whatever everybody else is doing and it's not working, what makes you think that you're going to be the one that makes it work?
Yeah,
that's really my bottom line. That's really my bottom line with this. I just don't understand. I don't think. Okay, maybe with John Ledger. Let me put that out there. Maybe if John Ledger was still at the helm, maybe then you could make it successful. Do you see it happening with Siebert? What do you call him with the jacket?
Eugene, bro. Eugene. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying when I call him. Come on, bro.
All right,
he was that dude in the back of in the middle of the class, bro. He had the pocket protector. You know what I'm saying? He was shy. He didn't want to talk to nobody. The most you got was 3 words. Hi.
So someone in the comment section is, all other phone providers are doing TV stuff. Why not T-Mobile? That's precisely the reason why you don't want to do it. Because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. It would be like me being, I'm going to go basic here, me being a street vendor, and I see that everybody's got the same shirt. Well, why don't I just sell the same shirt? That makes sense. That doesn't make sense. You come in with a different product in order to compete, not with the same exact product. And unless you can do it a lot cheaper.
But so then you're changing the value proposition completely. You're going to innovate pricing.
Unless you do it a lot cheaper.
Right. So, and that kind of takes us to this next thing is cost. What do you think they're coming in for cost, dude?
It has to be, if you are going to make this successful, it has to be as cheap as something like Philo or Philo.
What are they coming in at? What are they coming in?
$20-25 a month.
So like Sling.
Like,
yeah, it won't be that cheap.
And see, that's the problem. How can you? Sling is not known for making tons of money.
No.
Why do you want to jump into a space where the profits are going to be tiny? It just doesn't make sense. You have to, in order for you to capture the market, unless you can do a complete a la carte where you can completely customize your experience and only choose exactly the things that you want, and then you can bring it in at about 15. But the studios don't want that. And if the studios don't want that, how are you going to get original content for cheap? You can't do that. Obviously, Netflix is proving that that's not going to be sustainable long-term either. They keep raising their price almost every year now. It's a very difficult proposition here, for T-Mobile. It just doesn't make sense. If this is what they're going to do for their own carrier, which I think it is, it doesn't make sense why they're doing that. I mean, do you agree, Mr. Pixel?
If they currently in the markets where it's available, Layer 3 TV or T-Vision is $90 a month.
Yep.
If they use an app version, I would say it's going to have to be either $39.99 a month or maybe $50 a month, or else there's no profitability in it.
And taxes and fees included, probably.
Yeah, it'll be taxes and fees included. I guarantee you that off of the video I saw earlier on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a saturated market. I just don't see how they can succeed in this space.
There are now conversations being had, Hector, where people don't know what to get anymore. They literally don't know where the value lies, because they're going to ask you and you're going to say you get Hulu Live and you're good. They're going to ask me and I'm going to tell them YouTube Live and you're good. And they're like, okay. And then somebody's like, nah, you get Sling, you get the orange and the blue and you're good to go. And you're like, okay. Like it starts getting crazy.
$50 a month.
It gets crazy.
Yeah.
And then you want to tell them, okay, well, hold on, get Hulu. Plus, if you get Netflix, that gets you some other stuff. And if you are willing to pay this to get Peacock, now you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 services. You're going to throw in Disney Plus and, whatever else you want. Like you got kids or the wife wants, some other add-on, CNBC apps. They're $2.99. You start throwing it gets nuts, dude. And all you're trying to do is watch TV. You know what that tells people to go back to? Cable.
Yeah.
At that point, you're up at $80, $90 for your subscription.
Yes.
You're back at cable. And then they're going to say, okay, well, if you're coming back to cable, bundle with your home internet. Now you pay $140 a month. You get 500 meg speed internet plus 250 channels. Now
and
they're
you get all the channels
and a box and whatever else and the app, and you take it to go. And see, now the value's gone. Really, the only value in cord cutting is when you are able to manipulate specifically what you want in these little pieces that help you save money. So if you want live TV, you pick one, and then you plug in the gaps with maybe 1 or 2 more subscription services, and it keeps you under $70.
And then but the cable companies got smart though, because they're like, oh, you want a cord cut? All right, we'll let you cord cut. And then what they did is they added extra fees to go unlimited. So for example, with Cox, you have to pay an extra $40 a month. I think it's 40, might be 50 to go unlimited. So my gigabit internet is $100 a month. But I have to pay the $40 extra to go full unlimited. So I pay $140 a month. So that's how they get you. Okay, so now you're $140. Okay, I only want to do Netflix. Well, you're looking at $160 now. But if you really want the 4K, it's going to be more like $167.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want more options beside Netflix, because anybody that's watched Netflix, it's great and all that, but you do run out of stuff to watch eventually. That's interesting. So then let me add Disney Plus. How much is that? It's another $10 a month. And then you keep, like you said, you keep going, but then you add that cost of that unlimited internet. Like, holy hell. You know what? I'm going to cancel the unlimited internet and do exactly what Sneed is saying. Just going to go and get the cable bundle. I got my Showtime anytime.
See, because you no longer need the unlimited internet at that point. You're only going to be using 400 or 500 gigs at that point. You don't need the terabyte or unlimited or whatever they're doing.
The only reason why I went the route that I went, where I have AT&T TV, I do have Netflix, I have Disney Plus, I have Apple TV. It's because it's all included in my carriers.
Mm-hmm.
but I'm an exception to this rule because I have all the carriers because I do a lot of testing.
Oh, Hector, nobody has as many phones as you, bro. You're winning that.
Carlos,
Carlos might, but you guys are winning, bro.
Yeah, no, that guy beats me. But I mean, if it wasn't for that, if I was just a regular, Joe consumer, whatever, or Jose consumer, and I wanted to watch a lot of TV, I just sign up for cable TV. But since I do these big files that you and I were talking about, it is imperative that I have unlimited internet because I do go several terabytes. Because for people that don't know, I upload all the content in 4K HDR, and I was explaining to Sneed that my files, like a 15-minute video, will eat up 60 gigabytes of space for me. It's very, very space consuming.
Cold-blooded, bro. So you're stacking files, man, like pancakes on that hard drive.
What I do, so I have like 2 terabyte hard drives on my computer. Mm-hmm. What I do is when I finish uploading one, and I know it works well on YouTube because that happens sometimes. You upload it on YouTube and the HDR just doesn't look good on YouTube. Yeah. What I do is then I delete it from my hard drive so I can continue having space.
Sure. Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd eat it up in no time. So anyway.
Yeah, Tim, where you at with the pricing, my guy?
Is he listening to us?
Yeah,
I'm still listening.
Okay. Pricing wise, you're sticking with that $50 range if it's going to work?
Anything lower than that, I don't see profitability. T-Mobile needs profitability in the worst way. They need that new revenue stream. Yeah. That's the whole reason why I think this is becoming more of a thing sooner than what it should be.
You think it's going to look good?
I would hope so.
Interface, optics, the graphics, the design, layout.
I hope so.
So nobody's seen it. Like nobody has any type of leaks, screenshots, none of that. Okay.
Because the only other thing that ran across my mind is Layer 3 in jeopardy of going under like Quibi did. So are they rushing it?
Layer 3 TV going under?
No, he's saying that they might be at risk.
Really? Layer 3 TV is, from what I understand, that's a low-cost operation.
That's the only other thing that entered my mind because this kind of came out of left field nowhere really quick.
Yeah. I just don't see. I mean, T-Mobile has been able to.
Hold on. Is this really uncarrier, Hector?
No, it's
not.
It's not.
I felt like that's a question we got to ask, right?
It's not uncarrier, man. Wow. I keep telling people, and people keep doodling on me for saying this. You go check out my comment section. You swear I killed a cat on live TV, but it's like I keep saying, AT&T is doing.
He's living. I know this life, bro. I know what you're living, bro.
La vida loca, man. That's all I gotta say. A crazy life. No, but it's like when I used to hear stories about, hey, somebody said in the comment section they're gonna come to my house and find me and stuff like that. I'm like, well, shoot, they were messing around with all that. People get really mad about this stuff. They get really upset. And that's the reason why I made that post the other day where I'm like, hey, chill, guys. A carrier it's not your son, dude. It's not your daughter. It's not your mama.
Yeah.
When I say something negative about T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T.
Bro, sometimes I make a video and you'd swear that I took their mother to Yard House, bro. You'd swear seriously, they get so mad.
Your mama looking good today, man.
I know, bro. It's crazy. And I'm like, look, I just want to remind you, you're paying them. They're not paying you. I mean, Hector, they tell me I work for Verizon.
My God. I get told that all the time.
I work.
You watch my channel, dude. I talk so much crap about Verizon. Yeah. But anytime I say anything negative about T-Mobile, and I think I talk equally bad about both, all right? Because I don't have any allegiance.
Hector, I watch every single one of your videos, dude. It's pretty balanced. Yeah.
I talk bad about all of them. I had video a couple last week where I was just thrashing Verizon left and right, and somehow still someone put in a comment in there, you're thrashing T-Mobile. I'm like, what?
Bro, I made content dogging Verizon for not offering 1080p, You know, they only offer 720p until like the most recent plan update. You could add 1080p as a price, as a feature, right? I dogged them for that, and I spent a summer dogging them for throttling me for 18 days straight. You know how it's supposed to be deprio at times of congestion? I was stuck at 40 megs per second, no matter where I went.
Oh, I remember. I saw one of those videos. Yeah,
What's up, Carlos? Good to see you, bro.
Carlos, ¿cómo está, amigo?
Dude, just dealing with the
with
the BS of Verizon, dude.
Bro, Verizon's putting it through the ringer, bro. His account, man.
What?
Bro, I was literally on the phone since 11:30 this morning.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
What happened? What happened?
Bro,
let us know if you can.
Well, this little ratchet girl that works at the one right here in Green Valley and here in Henderson, well, she profiled me because she saw that I have multiple accounts with Verizon, like not just one, but I have 3 total. With total of
we're gonna get some, man.
What?
I'm just messing. I'm messing.
Go find her over there. She'll ratchet your account up too.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
oh, it happens to me all the time, bro. I know all about all that.
Oh, so you get profiled too?
Oh, he's got wheels. He's got wheels. Oh shit.
Every time you try to add a line, you get profiled, huh?
Oh, dude. Hey, sure, sir. Are you sure this is gonna take extra credit? I got the freaking credit, lady. Just do it,
bro. They always do that, bro. I remember one time I told the lady, man, I'll buy whatever you want. I'll get you something if you want. That's how good the credit is,
bro. What's crazy is she frauded my account to the point where I couldn't even access my Verizon or anything. It got to that point, like really bad. It took 41 days for the IT department to even let me access my Verizon side. On the My Verizon app, when you access my account, it says something pay-go, like if I'm a prepaid account.
Man.
And then now we try to activate the new phone, and it wouldn't activate. I can't even add a feature. Even if I wanted to add, let's say YouTube.
Bro, he can't really access his account.
I can't do nothing.
He can't do anything. He couldn't add a line. He couldn't just stop a line, freeze a line.
I couldn't even take a feature off.
I don't even know if he can make a payment right now. Like seriously.
So a little quick story related to what you're saying. Several years ago, and it happened with Verizon as well too. So maybe there is an issue there. They flagged my account as well. It took me a while. I got to the point where I had to talk with someone that was like at the executive level. And I told them, I feel like I'm getting profiled because this is not the first time this happens. It's been about maybe the 3rd time at that point that this happens.
Bro, we're brown, bro. That's all it is.
The guy profusely apologized, and it never happened again after that. It's almost like they put a note in the account and saying, hey, this guy's good.
Leave this guy alone, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. You get the same thing. I got profiled that like heck, bro, about it, man. It's just horrid, bro. I mean, I feel bad because I start getting mad, bro, and I try not to go off. I'm trying to bite my tongue, because it's not their fault, Like I know it's not their fault, but it just like it gets me heated, bro.
Yeah. I got a joke with my wife because I've been pulled over a few times in Scottsdale at night, and just they're checking you out. I always tell my wife, "Hey, I'm going to Scottsdale today. You coming with me?" She'll be like, "Why is that? You white?"
I need a pass.
I need a pass. If you go with me, I'll be all right.
No, I know exactly where they profile. Right there at the Hotel Valley Ho in that area.
Oh yeah.
Over there by the district, the party district.
Yep. By the Princess.
Yep. Bro, I love going to the district though, bro. Over there by the W. Oh man, dude, I'd be partying up there, bro.
Bro, listen. Let's save this to the end, bro. We're trying to stick to the things here. All right. No, it's all Carlos's fault, bro. He's going through it. We gotta blame him, bro.
Yeah, it's his fault.
Pour it out.
Why are you getting profiled, bro? What's wrong with you?
Cut it out, bro.
But it's crazy though, bro. I mean, I got this active. I literally just activated another Verizon account just to do this phone because all 3 of my accounts are locked right now. All 3, not just because
they're all aren't they sub accounts? You call them or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, that's crazy, dude. You should be able to solve that by taking your ID and your identification, and it should be good.
Well,
they should know, especially you got a DD214.
Yeah,
that's a DD214 is one of the most powerful identifications you can have aside from a passport.
Sure. Yeah. Because it's military issue, isn't it?
It overrides the passport.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Carlos, I'll ask you. You're just coming in, bro. We've been talking about the TV streaming service from T-Mobile and the potential, the timing. We were kind of speculating cost and all of that. I already have the answer, the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. I got the Twitter poll. But before I get to the Twitter poll, I'll ask the table, will it be a success for T-Mobile? Their standards, their expectations, not ours. Because at the end of the day, if it generates $1 billion for them in a year,
that's awesome.
Is that enough for them? Like to us, we'd say, oh, well, that's not Disney Plus. Oh, that's not Netflix. I'm just saying, is this going to be a success for T-Mobile?
That's a good point.
Look, they need something. And I'm not going to knock it, bro. They really do. They need something going for them. We know right now with the hiccups of the network, they need something else too. They can't just depend on the network right now, or else they're gonna bust. So
I think that's where they're at with this, right, Los? That's what this is really about.
Is to solve that, to try to kind of put a band-aid to that part while they're working on it. It's like, like that soft band-aid. So they would really have to come at this. I mean, they can't come at this at $60, bro. No way. No way. You can go get Dish Network for $60 right now, and it'll offer way more.
150 channels,
and you get to watch it anywhere you want, and you've seen it because you're logged into mine, bro. You can watch the whole shebang.
I think that's going to be the case here. I do think this is going to be TV based. There will be the mobile version, and I think most of the content will be available mobile. So I think they're going to do that.
But there's certain mobile versions, like I had Cox Contour. Their Contour, you can only watch like 50 channels on the go. You couldn't watch your whole lineup. You only watch the top 50 channels.
But that was a Cox decision, though.
I had to work around for that VPN, baby.
VPNs.
Yeah, exactly.
VPN to my router at home, and then I could watch anything on the go.
Yep, Express or Surfshark.
Yes, I get to test it. Yes, Peter. Yes, sir.
But it's, if it helps them generate revenue, bro, screw it, man. They need as much money as they can get, bro.
So will it be a success by T-Mobile standards? You have to, you got to make a call, bro. Call it like it is. Call it how you felt, bro. Listen to me. 1 year from now, what's the conversation we're having about it?
Yeah, it might. To be honest, bro, I don't think so. But I'm gonna. At least they're trying, bro, and hopefully it does. It'll help them generate some revenue. They need revenue.
Okay.
So, even if it helps them revenue something, bro, like even if it's like you said, $1 billion, bro, even though like Disney's doing like 50 billion, whatever, but at least $1 billion is
tough
it's somewhere. It's somewhere. You're starting, it's a starting pace. That's, let's say after expenses, after whatever, it leaves them, let's say 450,000, that's still 450,000 more they can dump in the network, or 450 million. Sorry, it leaves them so they can dump in the network.
Go ahead, Team Pixel. Have at it, bro. Carlos brings up some good points. Have at it, bro.
Let's do this. Where's Mr. Pixel?
Carlos hit the net on the head. It's got to be used as a revenue stream. It's got to be profitable. That's really what this is all about. It's not just the added service. They need money.
Mm-hmm.
Does it? Well, is it a guarantee it's going to help their ARPU?
If you're adding an average of $50 to everyone's account,
sure,
depending on how many people get it, and then you add the home internet, which would be another 50.
That's a good. Oh, the home internet. That's a good. That's a
bro.
Good
I got that. I got that at the end, bro. We're gonna talk about the network, bro. Watch what. Go ahead, Heck. Go ahead, bro.
No, man. Carlos does make some good points, man. I think that I'm not gonna jump into the internet portion of it since you got a schedule there, but yeah, man. That's a good point. Now that you put it like that, now that you've posed the question, can it be successful just for T-Mobile? Not comparing it to Netflix, Not yeah. I mean, if you can add 100,000 accounts at $50 a month, yeah, it's a success.
Hector, here's what I've seen happen. Here's what I've seen happen over the course of the last 10 years of my life as I've started to care about businesses around me, right? And economy and stuff like that. I have seen men, successful men, make a lot of money, start a business that they wanted, knowing they were never going to become millionaires off of it, but they just wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good enough to pay their bills, and it was good enough to have a couple of employees, and they enjoyed what they were doing. So it was good enough for their expectations of what they wanted to do. So that's why I framed it. Is this good enough for T-Mobile? T-Mobile's not huge. They're bigger now. They are not AT&T.
Yeah.
They are not even Verizon. They're still not even the sum of the parts of T-Mobile and Sprint. They're really not. They're still T-Mobile. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, the best example of exactly what you're saying is, do you guys remember several years ago when T-Mobile did not have the business accounts? And John Ledger straight up said, we're going to start this. Whatever we get is something we didn't have before. So it doesn't matter if we go big or even if we go small. As long as we get something, it's a success to us. That's basically what he said.
But it didn't cost him money to make business accounts.
Right, that's true. That's
you
true.
get what I'm saying? These are it's what you're doing is you're taking a consumer account, you're giving it special priority in the store, you're giving it special priority in the customer care that already operates, but you're just putting them in the front of the line.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's true. There's more to it with the streaming service.
No, I understand, but I just wanted to kind of frame it that way because John.
Yeah, you're right.
John was a realistic businessman. He knew what he could and couldn't do.
Yeah, you're right.
So but yeah, man, that's why I framed it like that, because if it's going to cost them $40 to operate this and they could sell it for $50, and by 40 I mean like after all the bills are paid, the content, the distribution, the tax on the network. We're going to talk about that in a minute. The distribution on platforms, that all costs money. After all said and done, and they can make $10 additional on an account, I think they're in. They're willing to do it. It will. Who knows if it scales? I'm just saying I think they're willing to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, were you planning on going into how this affects Netflix at all at some point? Do you have that on your schedule?
Man,
how does that affect Netflix? Now, if it is going to be
let's go back to Quibi. I truly believe that Quibi had the potential to replace Netflix. They're in their mind. They said, if this worked out, could this replace Netflix for us? Because they told people you can have one or the other. They wanted to see if it could happen. They weren't sure it was going to happen. They didn't force the issue either, right? Mm-hmm. They dangled it out there. It was a lure, right? You just put it out there. You see if they bite. They didn't bite. But I'm just saying, I do think if Quibi would have took off, that was going to cost them $5.
So they'll just continue with the option
with the Quibi.
No, with the Netflix and whatever new service comes up. Hey, either you can get this or that. If you get this service, you're going to pay a discount if you choose this instead.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Or you get Netflix instead.
I was going to say they're different value propositions. The pricing's way different, right? So and the number and the amount of content's different. One is redistributing content. The other one has studio exclusive content. So I see them differently. I think the end game is to still offer both. I look at them as different services.
Yeah.
So to me, they might be willing to give a discount if you're willing to give up Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if they'll finesse it. I don't know how they'll do it. I honestly think it's better for them to actually simplify. So you choose one, and you go with that. Honestly, I think at some point they've got to walk away from Netflix.
Eventually, yeah.
I think at some point they have to wait. Carlos has already kind of beat it into my head, bro. And it just makes sense now. Connor,
I agree.
Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it, bro. TorGuard VPN is an excellent VPN service. I've used it. I like it, bro. It's really good. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, and what I mean, just so everybody knows, I don't mean just any VPN service. If you have an ISP, for those of you that don't know, and you use their app, you have to be at home in order for it to work. You cannot use a VPN that routes you to another country or wherever else to make it work. You have to use your own VPN. For example, TP-Link routers have the ability to put out a VPN that you can access with a script. So what you do is you download it on your phone and then you install it and then it connects to your router at home. That's what I'm talking about. So then the app thinks that you have Wi-Fi on your phone at home when in reality you're somewhere else. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Not a third party, your own VPN.
Yeah, man. I think you know, in terms of the competition with Netflix, I look at them as different services. I think there's people that are going to hang on to a lot of old stuff. There are people that will hold on to old T-Mobile plans, accounts, add-ons, features, simple choice. They're going to squeeze those things until you got to pry them out of their cold, dead hands.
Tell you something right now. That's what I'm glad you brought that up. Verizon was giving me a hard time about the old plan with this new phone. Same with the eSIM. On the eSIM, T-Mobile's doing the same. I tried to activate the other one on the eSIM. I had to change to the newer magenta.
Are you serious?
To
activate that regular iPhone.
What was your old plan?
They had me on the older magenta. I had to get the newer one.
Man, the new magenta plus, man. Oh,
Trash,
dude,
bro.
I had the first magenta.
Yeah, they cap your video. For all of you that don't know, they cap your video at 6 megabits per second.
Yep, and they forced it to me in order for me to put it on the eSIM. Verizon was kind of. I mean, they're not forcing it, but the computer wants to force it. So what you have to do is turn it back into a physical SIM, like I did it when on this one. What I was trying to do is turn it back into a physical SIM, because I basically ended up taking one of my lines out of the third account and putting it on a separate account. So then that was the one that was on the eSIM on the 11 Pro Max, and they were able to transfer the old plan because this has the Beyond Unlimited. So what happened is they had to literally turn it back into a physical SIM. I put it back in the 11 Pro Max, then took the physical SIM, I put it in here, and then added the feature.
Henry, good to see you, man. Hey, I got to ask you guys. Actually, I'll start with Team Pixel because he's in retail, so he knows. Which consumer group is this targeting? Who is this service for, dude?
I'm sorry. Are we still talking about the TV?
Yeah.
It really all depends on how they're doing it. Are they going to do it over the network, or are they going to do it where you have to have home internet? If they're doing it where you have to have home internet, anyone can use it. If they're doing it where it has to be over the network, it's going to be based on network capacity where it can and can't be used, which in my area, that's going to be rough.
Bro. Okay. So this will be the last part of this. If this is any way, shape, or form involved in the network, it's over. Their network is absolutely on its last straw. I'm telling you guys, they don't have it right now. There is way too much going on. They're putting way too much on the line. There's so much risk of outage and complete and utter crawling of network speeds if they do TV over IP for this. They're in trouble because there just simply isn't the bandwidth until they upgrade sites grand scale to 2.5.
Oh, Sneed, you were right. I did a little research. Remember how you said that probably some of the PCS was leased in those tower sites that I experienced, that it went down to 5 megahertz from 15? You're correct. Vegas is running on 10 megahertz of leased spectrum on PCS from US Cellular. Because US Cellular's taking their.
That means US Cellular roams on it too, bro.
They're taking
guaranteed.
They're taking
they roam on it.
They're taking their spectrum back because they're building out here right now. They've been building here in Henderson Towers.
US Cellular is building in Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
They were in Vegas before.
Yeah, they were here before. They're coming back to all their old markets, like slowly.
Wow.
They're Chicago too. They're
okay. Now that doesn't make sense on their part because you're gonna have Dish coming online. I guess they're trying to get ahead of Dish before they can launch. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because then it's gonna be too saturated, you know.
Yeah,
anyway, that's just a thought.
Yeah, this service cannot. The network cannot do the heavy lifting of this service right now.
No.
I did another test too on that 41. Just brought out, all the devices, the laptops, brought it all out. I run it on a hotspot, bro. And then I had another T-Mobile phone Literally, bro. So I was testing on like 220 by 18 on N41. And then right when I loaded it up with all those devices on one phone with a hotspot, and I did a speed test on the other, it was a 74 by 2. It tanked it.
Oh, you mean through the hotspot on T-Mobile? Yeah, T-Mobile. T-Mobile they prioritizes more.
I had another phone, and I tested. Yeah. I did a speed test on a whole separate phone.
Oh, so okay, so separate lines. Okay,
yeah. So I hotspot on one phone. I used it as the hotspot everything, and then I had a separate line to run a speed test, and it
tanked the hotspot.
It hit it pretty hard, bro. The other line was only getting like 74 max on the down.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't handling the load very well.
I was going to say,
go ahead, Tim.
I was going to say here on hotspot, you're doing good if you're getting 10 megabits per second over LTE right now. It's just hurting.
The point that Jarrett brings up, this is amazing technology, by the way. Layer 3 TV was acquired in the John Ledger era to bring certain technologies to T-Vision and Layer 3 TV. What they have this really nice compression technology. So what they're going to do is they'll take high resolution video and get it to the point where it needs limited bandwidth. So instead of it requiring maybe 14 megs to do 4K, right, it could probably do it in like 11 or 10, right? Instead of needing, 6 or 7 megs per second to do 1080p, right, or quad HD, it'll do it with like, 75% of that or 60% of that. There may be some of that involved here, and maybe it was the scaling issue that was the problem, but still, even if they're able to do 720p in 3 megabits per second, the network will still tank.
You think
those tower sites cannot handle?
You think they'll zero rate?
How do you zero rate it though with HD?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, bro. They're asking for trouble if they go network heavy with this.
Yeah, N41 has to be the priority if they're going to be launching something like this. They have to absolutely get N41 out in a hurry.
And Band 71. They have to do both. Every time they touch a tower, those two things got to get added on.
They are currently trying to lease more N71 in some of the larger markets.
See, that's the problem, bro. It's the leasing.
Well, I think it's a stopgap, right? I think they're trying to lease it for a few years while they get that N41 up to speed. I think that's what they're doing.
So what does that tell us? That tells us that whatever Neville is saying, he does not believe.
Yeah, and
right?
Problems.
Okay, so when you tell me we're going to have 2.5 done sooner than you think, less than 2 years, okay, so you're signing leases for 42 months?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
See what I mean? So I don't need to hear what you have to say. I'm seeing the paperwork you're signing. I see the request to the FCC. You're saying it's going to take you 42 months.
Yeah, and what you're talking about is exactly what Verizon does, man. Verizon, they say they're going to do something, and you see the darn crews out live working on the damn tower. And T-Mobile just doesn't do that, man. They talk a big game, and sometimes they do. They are a little slower than they say they're going to do. I totally agree with you. So it's kind of hard to take them, take their word for whatever they're.
Yeah, I don't believe they're putting out what they say. I watch what they do.
They do. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Hey, Hector,
yes, sir.
Is AT&T over there is Nokia, right?
Yes,
Phoenix.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, get ready. It's about to be Ericsson because Vegas is turning Ericsson. They're out here ripping and replacing.
Yeah, a whole lot of that.
A lot of it is Ericsson now. Mm-hmm. Almost half of Vegas market is Ericsson.
Man, so what happened to Nokia, man? Like suddenly nobody wants them. And remember, they used to be the big boy back in the Air 32 days or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And now nobody wants to be a part of them. That really sucks for them, man.
All right, you guys ready? Will T-Mobile's TV streaming services be a success? Not do you want it to succeed? That's not the question, okay? Will it succeed is the question. All right. So I put it on Twitter. I did a poll, and here's what we got. All right. This is what we got. So the first choice was it'll be good. It will be successful. Now look at my question. What are the prospects of T-Mobile's TV services? I don't need reply opinions. Just choose one and walk away. And look what people did, bro. They replied, bro.
Oh, no.
So 50, and by the way, 100 votes even on the dot. That means 15 people thought it would be good and it would be successful. 38 of the 100 said 50-50 at best. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the 50-50 side personally.
I'll vote 50-50, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. 5G on Visible going to be gold compared to 5G.
Yeah, it all has to do with how you look at it, Sneed.
Oh, man. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate the super chat, man. Last one says, don't do it. It's a fail. I think, in my opinion, when people chose don't do it, it's a fail, they're saying the market's too saturated. The timing is wrong. It's all the factors we talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially my opinion on it. I think it's too little too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think T-Mobile needs to stick to what got them here.
Info Assistant, you missed the point. I did that to see if people would still reply, and they still did. You tell somebody not to do something, they still do it anyways.
That means they're passionate about it. Yeah.
They're like, no.
Man, and this brings up an interesting question. Why doesn't T-Mobile just stick to what works for them? Being aggressive as a wireless carrier, being the end carrier, good marketing, trying to deploy as much as you can with your budget. That's the formula that worked for them, and they're trying to branch out too much out of that, in my opinion.
But Hector, they had cloth banners hanging from stores for months.
Yeah, sad. They still have them here.
Still here.
I was gonna say they're
still here.
There's only 5 stores total here that have
actual signs. Who does that? I've never seen.
That's cheesy,
bro. Things I've never seen before. The pictures that Tyrone and Carlos, like the cables we were talking earlier. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, I haven't seen anything here from any company like that. But this is crazy, bro. Those are hazards of health.
Oh, this is a good one, bro. Yesterday, I was wondering, and the day before, I'm like, why are a lot of T-Mobile towers? There's only the certain ones that are really stacked, that are with all the carriers. Those are the ones that don't have a microwave backhaul. But why the ones that only have T-Mobile or T-Mobile Sprint, or like 2 carriers tops? Why is it microwave backhaul for the T-Mobile side? So I have a friend that works at Zayo Fiber. Well, his buddy, the Zayo Fiber, is the one that supplies the fiber here. So for every one stacked tower, they branch microwave backhaul to 5 to 7 towers. So those towers are running only microwave backhaul. That all the ditches are brand new too. They just recently did it.
So Carlos, microwave backhaul is cool when you're doing very little traffic. The problem is going to come in when you got, you need high bandwidth, right? Yeah. It's going to be slow, right? It's just not there. And I think it'll change once millimeter wave IAB gets into play. I think that'll work in a lot of those areas, the real extended areas. Because if you look like Verizon, for example, they have millimeter wave licenses in the middle of nowhere. So they're definitely going to be doing IAB all over the place.
But it gets to the point basically where they're trying to cut down cost on fiber.
Yeah, that's the one thing you really can't do. You really can't. Like you could pull off like the overlays that they do, where they just leave the old stuff alone that they don't use anymore and just upgrade on top of what you have. Like I'll let that slide, but in a time where you have the spectrum advantage, it is imperative. You must have the fiber to push that spectrum. You must, because all the radio heads, the base stations, the antennas, it's great, bro. It is absolutely tremendous. Now put the backhaul to it, and really force the issue. Make your tower performance shine.
You could have you could have 500 megahertz of spectrum, bro. What is it? What is 500 megahertz going to do if your backhaul is only, let's say, a 5 gig backhaul? What is it going to do for you? Nothing.
So this is something I talk about, and I nobody really mentions this, but honestly, there has to be a culture change in T-Mobile network engineering. They must eliminate fake it till you make it. That has to stop right now.
You don't think that's more the leadership, though?
I do.
More than it is a network team?
I think 100%. It's at the top. The fish rots from the head.
Mm-hmm.
Eugene doesn't know. He has no clue what he's doing. Seriously. So let's just leave him out of this. Okay, so Neville looks beat and tired. Okay, he is getting put through the ringer. So he's getting a little bit of money. He's put in a difficult position, and he's playing from behind. But you cannot fake it till you make it. I really believe if the right person came along 5 years ago, not Marcelo, if the right person came along, Sprint would be the new Verizon.
They should have been the Verizon.
You see what I'm saying? If the right person would have come along, figured out how to massage the debt, but build out a network, we would have 60 megahertz channels of NR last year.
So you're basically saying if they would have gotten Ledger instead of T-Mobile.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's a very good point. If Ledger would have picked
Sprint should have won. Come on, Hector. Sprint should have won.
Yeah, they had all the spectrum, is what you're saying.
If you think about it, Sprint should have won. All they had to do was trade 20 megahertz of midband for 20 megahertz of low band, and they won.
But we've always discussed this, though. We've already talked about this in the past. If Hesse would have stayed, and Marcelo wouldn't have taken over, I think we're talking a different result at this point, because what he wanted to do, it was a very, bad thing at the moment. The rip and replace and doing the tri-band where you pair the band 25 with 2500 megahertz and band 26. That should have been the approach. What happened is, for people that don't remember this, is as soon as Marcelo got into that office, when he became the CEO, he stopped those plans immediately. And he said, we're just gonna do band 41 everywhere, and we're not gonna pair it with band 25 anymore. That's something that happened. They used to be called the Spark. Remember the Spark network? Mm-hmm. They should have continued with that. That was a good plan. They should have done that, and I think we would have been talking about a different result right now.
And you know what's crazy? On when you're talking about the Spark, they did that on those 9 cities of 5G, and guess what? Because they were using band 25 as the upload band. It was amazing. You could never get it to tank, bro. I tried multiple connections. I've had hotspot maxed out on 2 lines, and it would always stay at like 500-600, bro, consistently.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, the reason why Carlos is saying that is, I'm not an RF engineer, but I do understand this much. The most difficult part of RF is not the downlink; it's the uplink. So when you're doing 2500, your phone is trying to put out a 2500 megahertz signal to connect to the tower. It uses more power. It's a basic equation that you can use to do that. That's the reason why you're probably never going to see true millimeter wave upload, or at least it's going to take a while because of how much power it would require to talk to the antenna. So I think that that's the reason why Spark was so important, because it allowed 2500 megahertz to travel faster, because the 1900 megahertz was taking care of that uplink. That's exactly the reason why.
John Saul was a genius for that one, bro.
He was, man. Technoid. look at the avatar.
I'm becoming slowly the king of avatars. Slowly, but sure.
Bro, what microphone are you on, dude?
I'm actually in my car. I'm on my way home.
Okay.
But I'll be switching over. I got about a few minutes. I know it's bad. I apologize.
I was gonna say, dude, you got a pair of headphones or something?
I wish I had my wireless earbuds. I wish I had them on me.
Got you. Well, it's good to have you, man. Thanks for stopping by. And we were just talking about all this stuff, and we're probably kind of looking at this last topic here, I think. I wanted to kind of look at this network thing, and I want to talk about this FCC outage. I think it's fair. Okay, I think it's fair enough to. So this happened. Okay, so the FCC is not going to fine T-Mobile, and I'm glad they're not, because they don't fine the other carriers when stuff like this happens. So I'm glad they're not fining them now, but they got slapped on the hand. Okay, so T-Mobile lied and said it was some kind of a fiber cable or something that went out in some region. Wrong. It was precisely what all of us were saying. And honestly, dude, when they come out and say things like that could have been prevented, there were network best practices that were neglected. They're telling you stop with the shortcuts. Stop neglecting important things. Enough. I'm telling you, man, this is like watching. It's like watching somebody who wants to succeed, but they're not willing to do the basic things right. And it's so painful to watch. So my daughter plays soccer, and it's the cutest thing in the world. Okay. I call her lazy and crazy. She wants to do bicycle kicks. She wants to score game-winning goals. She wants to make diving saves, but she doesn't want to dribble. And she doesn't want to do a basic pass. She's lazy and crazy. T-Mobile wants to be great. There's no denying it. They want to succeed. They're a hungry carrier. It's very apparent. But these things cannot happen. These are amateur hour mistakes. You just no way these things can happen. Moving forward, honestly, if this happens again, they will find them. There were 24,000 missed 911 calls that failed.
Ooh.
The worst case scenario is 911 calls can't get through. There's no other worst scenario in telecom. Hector, go.
Man. So just for people that don't know, if there's a plane accident and the NSP comes out and says this accident could have been prevented, it's a damning report. It's a damning assessment of the accident.
Carlos.
So for the FCC to come out and say, this is something that could have been prevented, they're telling you, like, they jacked up so bad that this was a kid mistake. This was a rookie mistake. They need to install those generators, man, inside. They need to change that core, right? They need to modernize like everybody else is. But rudiment, on a very basic level, one of the little known problems that that T-Mobile has, I saw someone mention it in the comments section, is the fact that they spend little. They don't pay the crews very much, or they even don't pay them sometimes. When you don't pay well, guess what happens to the work?
Quality down.
You don't get good work.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of layers to this that they need to improve, and it all boils down to one thing, and it is money. If you want to have a better network, if you want to avoid these types of problems, you need more money so that you can hire more QA, quality control, so that you can hire better engineers that oversee these installments, and so that you can pay the darn crews a better money so that they actually do a good job, put more generators up, and do better server techniques. So that's all I got to say about that.
Jose, el check bounce, let's go. Get on the tower.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Thanks, Cezar. Appreciate it, buddy.
I heard about the 911 situation, and I'm going to tell you right now that should never happen again. That's something that I take very seriously, so I'm not going to really joke around it. Of course, you could say, yes, these are amateur mistakes, and T-Mobile should not be making mistakes like this, especially, 911 is used when people have a severe emergency, and I know people that have used 911 countless times when there have been emergencies, for example, like a break-in, when they have to go to the hospital, and it's a very serious thing. You need it on the spot. And for them to be down in an event of an emergency, God forbid, somebody had died. Of those 24,000 customers, one of those people, God forbid, just saying they couldn't get to 911 in time and something fatal happens. That to me is terrible. And I really hope, and I don't think T-Mobile will let this happen again, because if it happens again, I can see there will be a little bit more harsher consequences to come from the FCC, in my opinion, but that's just me. So I think that they should definitely make sure it doesn't happen again. And to anyone, definitely don't give them a pass on this. This is a very serious thing.
Okay.
I don't think you should take it lightly, because again, it could have been someone's life at risk.
Technoid, you bring up a good point, and I'm just gonna kind of like put a bow on your piece, just because I really like your point. I think people should say some things to Neville Ray directly on Twitter. He has to know this falls on him. You cannot pass the buck. You cannot. It falls on him. It's his network. Seriously, bro. Come on, man. Bro, I heard they fired engineers off of that. Do we really just blame the engineers? I swear to you, Hector, I've speculated this in the past, and I don't want anybody fired, bro. That's not what I want. But the first person to get cut in all of this if things don't work out is Neville Ray. They're going to throw him out in front of the bus. Eugene will save himself, and he will throw Neville out there. And after that, yes, and after that, it'll be John Fryer because he's the retail guy. They're going to say the numbers don't prove that you're doing a good job. Da da da. They'll find you. Get what I'm saying? Like that's who they're going to blame.
You still believe that? Let's flip this a little bit. If we put Neville managing Verizon's network,
he kills it.
You think we're talking about this with Verizon?
No.
So I just happen to think Neville's really good at what he does.
I think so too.
I think it just goes back to what we're talking about, the leadership, and something that I keep hitting on my channel is the capital expenditures, man. You got to up those capital expenditures. You know, you got to up your spending overall. You can't continue with this spending and expect to have a network as good as Verizon's or AT&T. It's just not going to happen.
I think Neville has 3 apps installed on his phone: phone, messaging, and browser. That's it. I don't think he has anything else. Go ahead, Tech.
And you bring up a fair point, Extreme. You bring up a very good point. They have to stop being stingy with their spending, but at the same cost, they're spending. You know, okay. I want to just mention something. This week that Mike Seaver or Eugene put out a tweet basically saying that they're going to be revamping. They're basically going to be revamping T-Vision. Do you really think that's a necessity? I believe the reason why they did that was because of AT&T's earning call. And believe me, there are more important things than revamping T-Vision. T-Vision has been in their stores. Nobody wants it, but they still kept it in anyway.
Hold on, Technoid. All due respect, bro. If they're going to come out with a big thing like TV, this has been in the works for probably 2 years.
Yeah.
But they
now the timing, I understand. I'm just saying maybe it was slated Q4, right? It could have come out in December. It could have come out in October. I don't know.
I would have been cool if it had been released in the beginning of 2021. If they really wanted to make a beginning of the year kind of start, if they really wanted to revamp, because I don't see this being a priority for most people. I feel like your network should be the priority. Spend the rest of the year to fix it, and then at the start of 2021, you can do whatever you want. Because I feel that you're at the end. Why would you announce something brand new at the end? Wouldn't it make sense at the start, the beginning of a fresh new year? Because 2020 was a terrible year. At least you could start off and argue that we're going to head into 2021 with a better projection.
There's one big thing to this. Pay attention to how many net new ads Verizon and AT&T had. Where do you think they came from? That's all I'm saying.
Let's go there, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
Let's
I knew you were going to say that.
Let's dive into the pickle realm.
Okay.
Hey, is it today Blue Day or what, man? Jeez, a lot of blue.
Hey.
Dark blue.
You didn't get the memo or what? Oh, you did get the memo. I like the Disney. I like the Mickey Mouse shirt, by the way. That's awesome.
Hey, look.
I like that.
I like it. I would wear it.
Let me thank Jose. Thank you for the super chat, bro. It says, I don't believe Neville uses T-Mobile as his primary line. We know he has an AT&T line. We know that.
He's been caught on Twitter with it before.
Yeah, we know he has an AT&T line. Let me say something to that, El Radio. You bring up a good point. The outage was for 12 hours. So that's 4 hours of no 911, right?
But that's where I wanted to get at is I know every carrier like AT&T and Verizon, like let's say if they don't have service,
Radio Raheem,
then let's say T-Mobile did have service, they would fall on their network to be able to make a 911 call. So what happened to that failsafe that they were supposed to use the reciprocal carrier to make that 911 call?
Shedding customers, Jarrett's gonna hurt their revenue, so I can't slice it as a good thing, in my opinion. Let's talk about the numbers. Verizon had a very good quarter considering the economics, right?
Yeah.
If Verizon had a good quarter, then AT&T had an astronomical quarter. Dare I say, #tremendous. All right, I'm going to throw that out there. That's my word. So
huge,
mega. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
mega.
They killed all the important wireless metrics, bro.
Don't offend Eugene.
Yeah, they killed all the wireless metrics. Prepaid, big gains. Postpaid, big gains. New phone ads, smartphone ads. So if Verizon added a couple 100,000 and then AT&T added 650,000. That's a million, basically, right? That's like 900,000. Okay. And some people went to prepaid. Some people went to MVNO because of the economics.
Yeah.
That means, seriously, I think T-Mobile may be pushing 2 million losses. And I don't know how they're going to spin it because they have to spin it a certain way for investors.
2 million losses faith. For the year? For the year?
No, like
for the quarter?
Like if you look at merger-related loss, like I call them merger-related losses. Yeah. It's Sprint customers that didn't have good service in T-Mobile areas, and it's Sprint customers that got pushed off of plans or something happened. Like they became disgruntled. I don't have to say his name. He's a lot closer to us right now than we even know. He's been having issues with stuff, in his situation, trying to get certain people moved around and served properly. Bro, they actually had to backtrack who's serving who between Sprint and T-Mobile. Customer care, they backtracked completely. We're going to serve all customers in the same stores. Completely backfired. Cloth banners, they weren't ready for the systems. People are messing stuff up because they weren't properly trained. Like everything bad that could have happened with a merger did. And there was no mitigation. Like there was nothing to stop the bleeding. So customers were leaving. And I think they went to AT&T because it's a little cheaper than Verizon, and it may have some added value with some of the media stuff.
Yeah, man. So when I first saw the Verizon report, I was like, man, AT&T must have gotten hurt a little bit, right? That was my initial reaction. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, this might not be good for T-Mobile actually, because AT&T has done all these moves. So the next day, that report comes out from AT&T. I agree with you. I think T-Mobile is going to hurt a little bit. I don't know if they're going to suffer losses per se, but I think their growth is going to be anemic. I think you're going to see...
I agree. Sorry, is my microphone going? Is my microphone good?
Go ahead. Say your piece. Go ahead.
I'm going to just do it quick, though. I'm not going to spend too much. But I absolutely 100% agree. I think that I don't project T-Mobile having like a substantial loss, but at the same breath, I don't expect them to be, we gained, so much and so much. I think personally, AT&T, when they released their earnings, they felt solid. They felt, we got this in the bag. And then Verizon came out and they did pretty well for themselves. So I feel like the real competitor of the story is not T-Mobile at this point. It's really AT&T versus Verizon, because those two seem to really be going at each other and who can get the most customers. And now with the iPhone season coming around and both of them trying to push their deals, trying to convince customers to, switch over and get a new line, I think we should focus the narrative on AT&T versus Verizon, because the only way we could put T-Mobile in this is if, they release their Q earnings. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be anemic growth, and I don't think it's good long term for T-Mobile, because I keep that Sneed pointed out earlier that I always talk about. I do it on my channel all the time. I do it when I come on the live streams. Momentum is very difficult to attain. It's very difficult to stop, and it's also very difficult to get started. If T-Mobile loses the momentum right now, it's going to be very difficult for them to restart it, because once you lose that aura of, hey, I'm the cool new kid on the block, it's very difficult to get it back. So if we do see these dynamic numbers from T-Mobile, do expect it to be a long-term, not a long-term, but maybe even a medium-term type thing. And I do expect AT&T is probably going to maintain the momentum because they do have the best value right now.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Carlos? ¿Qué dice?
I say about they're gonna take a hit, bro. No matter what, the hit has to come from somewhere, because where are the customers gonna come from? Where did AT&T gain that 1.5? Where did
a lot of Sprint, a lot of T-Mobile?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I say give or take 15-20% max Verizon, but the rest came from
Brian.
From the T-Mobile Sprint, bro. And I mean, I don't know what you guys say. I say it's going to be 1 million lost or close to it, unless they fudge the numbers somehow.
So my other part of this is we still don't know what Spectrum, Charter, and Affinity and all of them got too.
Yeah, they've been growing. They've been adding 250,000 quarterly for the last 3 quarters.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that is a good point.
But I don't think they're taking much from. They weren't taking much from T-Mobile. They were taking from Verizon. You know, like people are like, oh, I could stay on Verizon, but I'll now have like 2 lines, which is cheaper. You know, through my internet provider.
And also remember, when Verizon releases their quarterly, they count those as wholesale ads.
They do. So
it's not a complete bad thing for Verizon either.
Their ARPU comes down a little, but it's still decent.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What's up, Tito? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here, bro.
Yo.
But wow. I do think we're gonna see, but I mean, it's expected. I'm not gonna be surprised when they report losses.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna. I almost, you know, me and Pete had these conversations 2 years ago when the merger was announced in 2018 in April. We're like, dude, when Sprint merges with T-Mobile, there's gonna be some pissed off people. There are gonna be people who picked Sprint for a reason. Sprint's good here, and then they're gonna get pushed on to T-Mobile, and they're gonna say T-Mobile's not good here. What is this doing for me? So I knew that was gonna happen. I don't know how many people that was gonna be. I'm just saying I knew it would happen.
Yeah.
You know, and I think,
or I got one for you, or a customer comes in to upgrade, they're on an old legacy plan paying $15 a line.
Oh, Kickstarter
on Sprint.
Yep. You can't upgrade, you can't change your phone number, you can't do a SIM swap. You can't do anything to that account or they lose it.
Team Pixel, are we surprised that Sprint basically went out of business on a fire sale?
I'm not surprised at all. I mean, $15 a line. I mean, that's ridiculous.
But here's the thing: they could not sell their service unless it was $15 a line.
Yeah.
When somebody gets $15 postpaid lines, they are unwilling to pay any more for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yep.
I want my $15.
I wonder what's happening to all the family people. You guys remember that plan? The family plan?
Carlos had all family.
I got that plan still.
You still got it? What's going on with that? Can you still add people with the code?
I still have my code, but my code's still filled. Like I think I only have I have 2 spots that just became available recently. 2.
If anybody needs a family code, hit up Carlos.
But the thing is though is I don't know if they'll be able to even use it anymore.
Yeah, so you're telling me, Tim, I haven't
come across one yet, so I can't tell you.
I have 2 lines on Sprint. So you're telling me that right now, if I needed to upgrade, or if I needed to do anything to that account, I wouldn't be able to?
If you're not on an unlimited plan, no.
So what if I wanted to change the IMEI to another phone using the same SIM card though?
You can do that because I just did that recently.
Be very careful because even on a SIM swap or a BYOD device swap, some of them requires rate plan changes now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dude, that sucks. If they make me do that, I'm just going to cancel it. I'll be done with it.
Right. Let it go at that point.
Just let it go. Because the reason why I keep it is because that Sprint premium plan, there is nothing like it in the market right now. It is the best plan. It is the
Unless
most
you're on millimeter wave. Unless you're on millimeter wave.
Oh, yeah.
That's in terms of network access. But like...
but you can use millimeter wave with that plan, can't you? You can access millimeter wave with that plan, can't you? You guys know? Which plan? Sprint premium plan? Should be able to, right?
All plans, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just asking.
Bro, that plan. Yeah, bro. I get 1440 access, bro, on that plan. Like uncapped. Sneed knows. Uncapped video.
Yeah. Yeah,
it get like 100 gigs hotspot.
Yeah, you get Hulu, you get Tidal, you get Lookout Security. They throw it in the kitchen sink and the boiler.
That's the only way. That was the only way they could sell their service. In certain markets, the service was so spotty. They're like, just use our network, please.
I'm just saying that plan paired with the T-Mobile network is great because you don't get capped on your video. It's full HD. Whatever the network can the throughput is, that's what you'll get on fast.com. So it's a better plan than the Magenta Plus. It just is. It's a much better plan.
The Magenta plans are not good, actually.
No, they suck, man. 6 megabits per second on the Plus.
You're paying for that. You're paying for 6 megs video.
Yeah, at least for like I always say, Verizon does it too, but at least you're getting a much bigger network.
Dude,
I would just pay the money in a VPN and just go with the lowest one and call it a day.
Yeah, see, I would do that, but I since I test, I don't do that. But if it was just my regular phone, that's exactly what I would do. Get around it with a VPN.
6 megabits for me is an upgrade, bro, because I only get like 2.
I get 2.
Oh, so you guys get the Magenta Plus? I mean, the regular Magenta?
No, I had the older Magenta.
I'm on business, bro.
Yeah,
You only get 2.
Military. Yeah.
Damn.
Look at Los making moves.
So another thing that Sneed just said, and he made a video on it this week. Sprint customers really going to be feeling the pain, and T-Mobile too, as those roaming agreements are ending.
I know.
That's bro. They call us liars, bro. I don't understand. Like,
Forgot about that.
I'm trying to tell you what's coming down the pipeline because they won't. T-Mobile is not going to tell you this. You're going to go there in the middle of BFE Wisconsin, BFE Carolina, and there's going to be no native coverage and no roaming coverage, and you're just going to have no signal. You're going to have 911. That's it. You're going to have E911.
Yeah, and for a lot of the users that don't understand, especially with Sneed, I'm imagining he's a much bigger channel, Tech Life channel as well. They're bigger channels than my channel, for example. But even with my small amount of subscribers, what ends up happening is people kind of notice and they start sending you tips about what's going to happen. Employees will send you. Sometimes you'll get someone that might be an executive, and they say, "Hey, you might want to talk about this because this is in the cards. I just had a meeting about it. They're thinking about doing this." So this is the reason why sometimes people like Sneed, Carlos, and Tech Life channel. That's why they tell you things because they've heard it already from sources that are relatively credible most of the time.
If I hear it from one person, I will call it speculative. When I hear it from a second party who does not know the first party, to me, that's giving me a trend, right? All I need is a third one to tell me the same thing at a different place at a different time. I got myself something, right? And that's when I can do it. That's when I feel confident bringing it on and saying, look, rumor mill, grapevine, multiple sources are telling me this. And then all they do, like somebody shared my video on Reddit, and they said, don't post that crap here. He's monetized by Verizon.
The Reddit gang must really be the ones with Mountain Dew and Doritos in their ears because they say some of the stupidest things I've ever seen. It's almost as worse as Yahoo Answer. Who even uses that crap anyway?
The real issue is they think that I care about their little subreddit. I don't. I care about my subscribers, my viewers. They have a right to know what's coming down the pipeline because nobody else is going to tell them. Look, I don't know. Those people have strange affiliate. They have a strange affinity for their carrier. They feel some kind of intimacy with them. I don't know. Okay, it's weird. It's unusual, and I think they need therapy.
It's kinky, bro.
It is. It really is. John's toes is what they should call the T-Mobile subreddit. John's toes,
bro.
I dream about Eugene at night sometimes.
Eugene's armpits.
Oh my God. Like a lot of like the Highway 373, like going to Death Valley and stuff like that. Normally over there would roam on ComNet. T-Mobile was dead.
Are you serious? They got rid of that?
ComNet.
Yeah. Huh. ComNet is done and US Cellular is done.
Yeah, I thought I was at least.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're going up the 401 corridor for me, which is one of the main highways going north and south out of Raleigh into Virginia. Once you get past Wake Forest, it's dead all the way to Virginia border. That's almost 80 miles.
You guys know, even in the Panhandle in Florida, same thing. Hey. There's stretches where it's roaming and you're out for like 30 to 40 miles.
Sneed. It says here DJ Tech got his message deleted by the Google moderator team. What the heck is that?
I don't see anything.
Is Google I see it right here. I'm looking at it right now.
What did he say, dude? Can you see?
No, it won't even show us what he says because it wasn't deleted by one of our mods.
Google, what are you trying to censor?
Look here.
We talk wireless networking here. What the heck?
Google's actually like in here, like censoring hard.
I don't know. I would assume that maybe politics would get censored, but this is not political. This is, well, maybe with carriers, it's gotten political with some of the T-Mobile stuff, but whatever. I don't know.
To that point.
As soon as I brought up Eugene, they're like, "Stop him now! Don't do it."
He's like trying to put the delete button. Delete.
Oh
Delete.
Let's see here. It's not polite to spam my channel link without permission.
Oh, Tito was just talking about sharing his channel.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this right now. I know this has nothing to do with cellular, but I'm just gonna talk for just a quick second about smartphones. I want to ask y'all a question. If you had to pick right now, if you're a smartphone fan, and I probably know what most of you are gonna say, 2021 January, doesn't matter what day, honestly doesn't matter. But if we have to be specific, let's say the 29th. Samsung Galaxy S21 announced with the X60, iPhone 12 Pro Max with the X55.
Yeah.
Which one are you taking?
X55.
Ooh. Okay, we got one. Carlos.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm taking the iPhone because you know why? Because I already know the S21 is gonna be an Exynos chip. It's already like everywhere.
Team Pixel.
Yeah. So are you just talking about for personal use or for our channels or?
I'm asking as just in general, like if you had the ability, knowing your knowledge of cellular technology, and basically just if you had to pick the better device. Now, I'm not talking hardware because we all know, hands down, we know about which phone has better hardware. But when it comes to cellular, honestly, and Sneed, I saw you shake your head, so I kind of want to hear what you've got to say. But I'm going to go with the iPhone as well. But I want to hear why Sneed disagreed. Let me hear it.
Yeah, well, why do you disagree, bro?
Come on, bruh.
Have you ever dated a 9? Have you ever dated a 9?
It's not very fun.
Do you go back to an 8 or a 7? You don't do that, bruh.
Yeah.
So I've had phones with an X55, and they're good. But I can tell you right now, I've been fixing Apple's junk for the better part of the last decade.
Damn.
And just because you put a Qualcomm modem in it doesn't make it all the way better. It makes it better in modem performance. It's going to be the best iPhone we've ever had, but I don't think the iPhone is the best phone anyway. And I don't even think the Galaxy is the best phone. It's just going to be the first phone with an X60 modem, so it's going to have the bleeding edge modem technology. So he brought up the modems. So I'm assuming this is a modem question.
Yes.
Therefore, I take the Galaxy.
All right. So I answered the question thinking about the smartphone, thinking about the old phone, and the reason I use it, the reason why I'm going to start testing all iPhone is because it's the most popular phone, not because it has the best RF performance. If we are talking just strictly which one is going to have the best RF performance, based on what I have seen today, the video is on my channel for anybody that cares to see it after the stream. I don't know, man. I might have to say maybe whatever the V70 or V80, whatever is at that point, because my V60 in millimeter wave is completely thrashing my Ultra and my S20 Plus.
He used the term thrashing, bro. He's talking about like, yeah.
Bro, I gotta tell you this right now. You're using an unlocked version, right?
A what?
You're using an unlocked version.
Verizon. Oh,
right?
That's 20.
No, I'm talking about the Galaxies.
No, this is a straight up. I got it. That's the reason why I went and got it from Verizon, because I did not want any excuses. This Ultra is from Verizon, and it's compared to the V60, and it performs exactly the same as the S20 Plus. I just traded in for this guy.
Bro, I could have told you the Note 20 Ultra is garbage. I had a couple of them, garbage.
Damn.
So which one do you think is better than the Ultra?
Honestly, I have with my S20 Plus. I'm getting no problem.
Hey, but I
have it on the.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. The V60 is thrashing the S20 Plus and the Note 20 Ultra the exact same way. Just
I'm using the beta software on the S20 Plus. When I was using the unlocked firmware that came with it, yeah, it was garbage. But when I put the beta, Android 11 beta on it, dude, I'm getting the over 3 gigs on the millimeter wave as strong as ever.
The Ultra is a new phone. Maybe maybe the next update will fix a lot of problems. As I stated earlier in the channel or in the stream, excuse me, the V60 sucked when I first got it, and through software updates, they've greatly improved it. So that is a possibility. It's a disclaimer. Okay.
John's toes and Eugene's smelly armpits.
All right. Can I get where I was going though, real quick? Why I asked that question? The reason why I asked that question is because, according to the grapevine, according to the olive branches, yeah, I like to say that. According to these fools, or maybe geniuses,
Casual alert.
Casual alert, yes. But there is a rumor going around that if the S21 is using the Exynos CPU, then there's a rumor going around that they're also going to be shipping the Exynos modem sets as well.
Oh God!
See the X60 on. Now that's just a rumor. That's rumored for the US version. However,
steer clear.
Europe version, the foreign version will have the Exynos modem. So
How bad are they? How bad are they, Technoid? What are you hearing?
Bye, Felicia.
Let's just say that if you had to pick between sweaty armpits and Eugene's toes, I think those would probably last you better than an Exynos modem on a hot sunny day.
Bro, it's true, bro. And there's been a lot of people saying that there's actually test units right now out that have the Exynos for the US model.
I will never touch another
man. I hope not.
Nope, that won't touch them. Hey, that might be an opening for LG finally, for Motorola.
So I think the only ones that will be using Qualcomm left would be the iPhone. The iPhone has till 2024, I guess. I was looking. They got till the the X75 modem.
You know the
got a 2-year deal, dude. 3?
No, bro, they got 4 modems that are going to be coming out. 4 more modems.
Wow.
You know the thing about the reason why this might be different, and I hate saying that because usually you go by history and it's a better indicator of future actions. But the reason why this time it might be different with the iPhone, it's for the simple fact that they finally seem to be taking it seriously. They seem to be taking this modem thing seriously. There's even rumors out there saying that this X55 that it has is not really a regular one. It's a custom chip. It's got modifications to it to make it work better. And apparently their antenna design is going to be very good. So I don't know, man. Maybe we might finally see an iPhone that kicks ass on the RF performance.
This is what I wanted to get at.
I will say this. A little bit I play with my demo units today. I am tempted to switch from my Pixel 4 XL to an iPhone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
the camera was amazing. The magnetic charge, I thought it was going to be gimmicky, but I actually like it. The RF performance on it was actually better than what I'm seeing on the S20s.
So you got 5G.
On the iPhone?
This is what you got the option. So either you have the 5G on auto or you have it on.
That's
so
for battery purposes, right?
Yeah, you get the full blast, and then you can change the data setting modes where you use more data on 5G or standard or low data mode.
So Pixel, Mr. Pixel, you're saying that you're seeing better performance on the iPhones at your work where you're seeing them?
Yeah, better consistent connectivity, more reliable, staying consistently on the 5G.
I stand by my answer then. I go
performance is better.
Holy crap. Okay.
I'm seriously impressed. And I haven't said that about an iPhone since 5.
You have not even gotten an X60 to test. Like the X60,
this is definitely it's the X55 all the way through.
No.
But
my point is, in January when we have a Galaxy with an X60, we are going to see low band, mid band, and millimeter wave aggregated together.
Yeah.
So the throughput and the bandwidth is going to be tremendous. You're going to see a mid band, possibly, right? from band 41, where you got layer cake, right? Where you can aggregate those two connections. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt that the X60
that's a transcendental
huge
technology.
advancement.
There's nothing transcendental about a modem that's been on the market for a year.
But
true.
But you also have to keep in mind, though, Sneed, that the X55, they really haven't reached their full potential with it yet either, though. There's still a lot of runway with that modem
because they didn't do anything with standalone.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a long way to go. So you're gonna get the iPhone, and you're gonna be seeing amazing performance for the rest of the year, and then maybe next year, then they'll have the whatever new modem it is at the time.
Okay, so 2019 5G phones are bricks. They were literally a stepping stone to cross a creek. Like they were nothing, because even
Talking
now
about the X50,
yeah, anything like the S10 Plus 5G, LG V50, these phones, they may have been good. By the way, the S10 Plus is one of my favorite phones of all time. As a phone, it's one of my favorite phones of all time. But the cellular portion of that, T-Mobile just told you, if you got a Sprint version, don't bring it here. You know what I'm saying? They just told you it ain't happening, Chief. So my point is, you can't take the older technology unless you know that the newer technology is going to fail. And I don't think the X60 is a fail. I think the X60 is going to be the first transcendental 5G modem that will make a difference, because it is going to aggregate multiple layers of 5G networks. That's why I have no interest in running just an iPhone. That would be a option. It would not be the option. Once those X60 modems are out, if you're talking cellular, it's a slam dunk. Now, look, does an iPhone run better than a Galaxy phone? Yes.
The UI and all that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, see, the way I'm looking at this, and you guys, if you think I'm wrong on this, let me know. If you think that I am wrong on this, please let me know. The reason why I want to go to speed testing with iPhones is because it's the most popular phone. It is the phone that everybody has. When I do speed testing right now with
half
the S20
the people
Plus,
half the people have.
No, the S20 Plus, not really, maybe 20-30% of everybody has that kind of phone. It's not representative of what the consumers actually out there see.
But it is the one that all the network tester third parties use.
Yes.
And it is the one that the network enthusiast uses.
That's true. But that's true. So the different approach here would be, I have the iPhone and I'm testing as most consumers are going to see the network.
But I don't see most consumers testing the potential of a network. They're testing the typical usage of a network.
Right.
So that's actually a problem. So we're not getting the real potential of a network because most people are using inferior hardware.
That's a true statement, but that's not my problem. That's for me. I'm trying to tell you how it's going to perform with your condition.
So we test both.
That's true. Then I have to carry around 12 phones. What are you trying to do here?
Two. You got to carry two. You got to pick your X60 modem phone, whatever you like, the LG V70, and you're going to carry around your iPhone. That's really the best way to do it.
What are you trying to do, man? You trying to make my wife leave me or something?
No, listen, bro. You got to consolidate. You do. You got to consolidate. Start donating those things or something.
Bro.
Sell some of those suckers, bro. Wow, man.
I feel you, bro. Like, it's a lot, bro.
It's a lot of phones. So you kind of have to pick where you want to, hey, this is my new testing method, and I'm gonna do this because I think so. If you have an S21, S31, whatever it's gonna be called, X million, whatever, and you're gonna get better performance, expect better performance, because I'm not using that phone to test. But for most of you out there that use that iPhone that still got an X55, this is the type of performance you're gonna expect. The majority of you.
The X50 is gonna be the X55 will be. This is gonna be the best iPhone ever.
Yeah,
it really will be. I'm pretty sure. Carlos, what do you got, bro?
Vote Ortega 2024.
All quality so far. It's good.
Yeah.
Is it really true that it feels reminiscent of like those older iPhone experience, like the 4S and the 5? Like the nostalgia. Is it true? Can you confirm that?
Yeah, bro. Whatever they used on the stainless steel for grip it works, bro. Like it does not slide out of my hand. It works. It's not like the XS Max or the 11 Pro Max. I can have it in my hand and then I can slide it off, no problem. Like whatever that grip layer. No, because they put some sort of texture on it or something too. Because you can feel it, like it's not slippery.
Gotcha.
On the stainless steel. Mm-hmm. So the coating that they use is good. I mean, it's solid, bro. It's connected to DSS solid. Like here, like I just showed my wing losing DSS. Same with the S20 Plus, but the iPhone has solid DSS right now in here.
Nice.
So I'm gonna test on the millimeter wave and see how solid it stays. If I gain more range, I'm gonna test it on that one node that's over a quarter mile apart and see if I can get better range on it.
Hey, Hector.
Yes, sir.
Our phone's sexy.
Our phone's sexy.
Oh man, not this again, dude. Damn.
Oh man, that's great.
This will change everything, bro, between you and me. Our professional relationship could be altered right now.
No.
All right. So, look, I am a technician. I do a lot of software coding. No, they're not sexy. They are just a freaking a piece of. I was gonna joke and say, "How can you not love this?" Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this thing right here.
Oh man!
I was gonna get all freaky on you. Okay, no, they're not sexy.
No.
It is just a tool. It is just a tool. It's just the same way I see a screwdriver. That sounds wrong.
No, that's right. That's right. You're good, bro. You're good.
It's the same
yeah, you're good.
And, all right. So I passed? Oh, my God.
You win, bro. You win. You win. Tell him what he won, Vanna. Tell him what he won. A case of absolutely nothing. That's what you won.
Man, I was hoping some confetti would stop dropping down.
I wish, bro.
You have won a brand new Hyundai Elantra.
Damn.
Bro, the Volvese does have sex appeal. Absolutely. Ooh. The Volvese.
Oh man. Hey, you know what? I those are safe cars, and when you have a family, the way you think about things is a little different, man.
Yes,
it just is.
Yep.
When I buy a car, if it's got a low safety rating, pass.
Not even an option.
Not even an option.
Hey Carlos, you see this from Apple Watts?
I don't have a dual SIM on it.
Software update is gonna fix that.
Yeah, the upgrade is supposed to be on 14.2 or 0.12. I think one of those that's coming on next. But either way, bro, what I notice is the eSIM is a nightmare, bro. I'm good with it, bro. Just because from transitioning to an eSIM back to a regular SIM is a pain, and they want to switch your plans and all that stuff. And I'm good, bro. I'm sticking with physical SIM, up in and out.
But didn't they announce a software fix though to
up
with the
yeah.
It's gonna be fixed. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Hey Henry, thanks for the super chat donation. He sent it via PayPal. Thank you so much for that, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. Appreciate it very much.
I have to get on going.
Thanks,
it's been lovely.
Appreciate you, bro.
It's been beautiful. Thank you all. I really appreciate you.
Everybody check out techextremist.com. Also check out the YouTube channel. Nobody, with the exception of maybe Carlos, has more phones and lines for testing. Yeah.
All right, y'all take care.
See you, Heck. Take it easy.
Bye.
All right, later.
Oh boy.
So
there you go. Good save. Yeah, he did it. He got it. Yo, Carlos, how many you got, dude? Trey? Oh man.
Tres.
Yo, Carlos. Yo, send me one, dog. Make it happen, dog.
Bro. Watch, you'll send it right back to him. What are you talking about? Send it to him. Send it to me.
Hey, I got a couple of phones out there in the world that I don't know what's going on, bro. I'm just hoping something comes back.
I sent the Pixel 4a, so.
How is it, Los? How is it? What's your final verdict on it, bro?
It's good for normal stuff, but don't expect a powerhouse out of it. But it's good to take pictures with it, solid connectivity for sure.
Is it the best way to spend $350?
Yeah, of course. That's bro, I like, bro, like, it's not that I don't like Google Pixels. I do, bro. I just don't like what they did with the 5.
Yeah, because it's not a flagship.
But I'm fine with the 4A 5G. The 4A 5G is perfect.
Yeah. I mean, flagships are $800, $900, $1,000, bro. You know, they brought the Pixel down to $699, and it probably should have been $599. You know?
There we go. We're gonna put a MagSafe case on it.
Oh my god, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen come out of Apple. That's worse than the lightning port behind the mouse.
I had to get the clear one, bro, because I was like, screw it. What's the point of getting the Pacific Blue if you don't have it clear?
I don't know. It's just it looks weird. Like, do they really need to put those markers on the case?
So then we got this one. I'm gonna open later. Last one.
I'm gonna probably do my trade-in when the pre-orders go live for the Pro Max. I'm gonna probably do the Verizon upgrade program thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably do that.
But I gotta get going because I gotta go pick up order at Best Buy.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Making moves even on his off day.
Yeah, boy.
Bro, the plug. Let's put it this way.
Legit.
So Sony CX 6600, or what is it? A6600 CX. That's what's coming. Look that up.
Is that a monitor?
Look it up.
Were we talking about 4?
What?
Price? 4?
About 6.
I didn't even know. What's the size?
Look it up.
What are we
Damn,
talking,
you're
bro?
not telling-
We talking about Ocho Icheta, bro. What's going on, bro?
It's a badass camera, dude.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
You know,
And it comes with
I've been
with
thinking
the
of
Rode
buying a
mic.
camera. I don't know what brand to go with. I mean, I have the GoPro, and so far it's been a pretty good camera for filming. But I'm thinking of finally getting a real, actual, not a wide lens. Like a regular camera.
Bro, look up the Sony A series, bro. They're good.
I'll give them a look.
The 6000 series all around is just good, period. But the plug was able to hook it up, bro. Normal price is $1,800 for the one that I chose, and then the mic is another $300 because I chose the Rode directional mic or whatever, the one that's like a cone.
Yo, Carlos, you keep switching up microphones and stuff, bro. What's wrong? Like,
No, the mic for the camera.
Oh, the one that goes on top. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
for that.
I was gonna say, bro, you're changing up all your gear, bro. Oh my god, you're changing your gear more than Alex changes the names on his channel, bro.
Oh, damn!
No. He's been steady, bro.
I gotta give it to him. He's finally settled. Yeah.
The wood, bro. The wood.
All right, Los, do your thing, bro. I don't mean to hold you or anything. Go ahead, bro.
All right. Thank you,
Appreciate
bro. Have a
dog.
Take care, Los.
Absolutely.
You too. Have a good one.
Take care, brother.
Yeah, big shout out to Carlos says Tech. What's up, Technoid?
Playing some video games.
Bruh. Look.
What you want to talk about? It's just me and you now.
iPhone sales, bro. They're selling like hotcakes, bro. They're back ordered through December, bro.
They're going to be very popular. I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't be surprised right now if they outsell. What was the most successful iPhone?
The iPhone 6.
I would not be surprised if it becomes either the second or if it actually does outsell the 6.
Yeah, bro. If you knew how many the 6 sold, you'd feel like it's impossible to beat.
I remember it was in
the way carriers are going to be pushing this. I think
he came right back. He's like, I'm here.
But the carriers push the 6 really hard, though.
Yeah, they're going to be pushing the 12 even harder. They want everyone in 5G phones.
Yeah, they want everybody on those 10 megahertz channels, bro.
I would not.
Like if I just told.
Oh my god.
Like if I just called Verizon
Alex,
right now and complained that the reason that I dropped off the stream was because I lost service, they tell me probably I need a 5G phone now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, bro. I don't know about all that 5G business, bro. I mean, if your only sell to me is low band 5G, I'm nah, dude.
So it's what 600 megahertz and 850 megahertz, 5 or 10 megahertz channels. That's it.
It's not cutting it, bro. It's not
Well,
changing
you just gotta
anybody's
think,
life.
so
Bro.
a 10 megahertz channel in a lab will get you 70 megabits per second.
In a lab.
In a lab.
That's a good point, bro. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, T-Mobile has the potential to open up, even right now, without getting it to standalone. Even right now, they can open up, 80 megahertz channels. So they have what it takes to make wider channels on something other than millimeter wave, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
The issue
It's
is
just sitting
like
somewhere.
when is it coming to you, like wherever you are, so I don't see it here yet. I'm watching. I see people they're taking photos and videos of N41 hardware going up and stuff. And I'm like, dang, man, none of that happening here, bro.
Yeah, they're trying to make the push, I suppose.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, people like show like some random city in Indiana, and I'm like, I live in a top 50 market. Actually, the CLE is probably better than a top 50. Would you say about a top 30? Somewhere in the 20s?
I would say you're top 30 easy.
Yeah, bro. Like, how is Broomsfield, Kentucky getting N41? It's like, what the heck, bro? They
got Verizon millimeter wave.
Oh, they're
City of Raleigh just got it.
Okay, so do you need a device to test?
Nope.
Got one?
Yep.
Aha, here we go. Go ahead, bruh.
Let's hear it.
So I'll let y'all know. I'll send screenshots.
The first thing you want to test is how reliable is the connection, because that's a problem. We saw this in Kansas City. The millimeter wave there is terrible. Okay.
The biggest thing is I need to find it wherever they installed it. What city block was it?
Wait, they only have it on a couple of blocks?
Yep.
Oh, then I wouldn't even bother, bro. Don't even make the drive. The only say I would go is if it was loaded like how the CLE is. You go to an area and it's everywhere in that area. So once you're in the neighborhoods, once you're on the streets, the blocks, like for us, there's residential and then there's commercial. So where there's a lot of businesses and people are moving around, it's there.
I don't even think it's been officially announced. Like, it just started. Like, they just switched it on.
I was going to say,
you remember 4 days.
Yeah, you remember it was on like last week when they announced the iPhone event. It was one of the new additions that pushed ultra wideband to 60 cities.
Oh, never mind then. I didn't realize it was actually announced.
But that doesn't mean the nodes are on. That means some nodes are on, so because even like Vegas for Carlos, his just went official, his Vegas market. It was testing.
And it's been there for months.
Yeah, they waited for it to do this. And the thing about Carlos's setup is he's going to have home 5G.
Oh, nice.
So who knows?
Home 5G, I'm curious. I'm really actually very curious about that.
They're going to be doing window units, bro. Yeah, they're going to be doing window units. So right behind you, you're going to have like some kind of like a modem thing that picks up the signal.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Sneedle, I got a question to ask you. Non-tech related. Just I need to know.
I know.
Kebab Armageddon or Justin Katheji? Which one are you going with?
Bro, after what Habib has went through this year with his dad, with the family, my heart's with Habib, bro. Mm-hmm. And he's a man of honor and he's a man of respect. And I don't think there's anybody more relatable to somebody like myself. I feel like I value a lot of the same things he does. Mm-hmm. And I love Justin Gagey. That dude has been through the ringer. That dude basically died, bro.
Yeah.
How do you root for any, like, you can't root against the other guy. You just gotta, I hope it's a great fight. Whatever happens, I hope nobody, gets massacred because they are literally both like stone cold killers.
Yeah.
So, but man, my heart's with Habib, bro. He lost his pop, but
yeah, that was a tragedy when I heard that. It's always sad when you lose the most important figure in your life, especially. But I think I will say this, Habib, to me, his father trained him well. His father has shown him everything he needs to continue the journey, and I think he'll be with him in his corner in spirit and most of all in his heart. And Gagey, again, you bring up a fair point. My man's a honey badger. They don't stop. They don't keep coming, and he wrecked everybody's plan for Tony Ferguson versus. But make no mistake about it, this weekend's gonna be one hell of a weekend. I cannot wait for this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be nice, bro. It'll be nice. It'll be a good show. Very excited about that UFC event. If you guys like mixed martial arts, it's a big weekend for the UFC. We touched on everything. I got to all the topics. I don't know if you guys want to do anything else. I'm kind of up against it for time. I got to be up at 5 a.m. to bake. So unless there's something you really wanted to cover, I was going to call it a show. So
I mean, hey, listen, it's cool, man. I understand. If you want to call it a night, you've done more than enough. You've been on here for 2 hours, so I think it's safe to say we can call it a night.
Thanks, MS. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Verizon Wireless reiterated this week, no 5G for Maine. Best iPhone. Okay, got you. All right, thank you, everybody, for all of your donations. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, MS. I know the thing about the StreamYard is I can't go back and look at all the donations. It doesn't track them for me. Yeah. So I do apologize for that. But thank you to everybody who donated. I don't care if you donated $1 or a dime. I don't care if you if you hit the like button and you shared it. That is a tremendous gesture. Thank you for that. If you haven't done so already, maybe this is your first time here and you're new, go ahead and subscribe, become a part of the SMT Nation, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified when I upload content or I go live. There are a bunch of links in the description box for all the stuff going on with the community. There's a Patreon page if you want to take your SMT Nation, community involvement to the next level. We got the link for Patreon, and then the podcast links are there for the audio-only version of the podcast, and there's ways to donate, and there's all this other stuff. So the @SneedTech Twitter handle, too. Check out Technoid's channel, @Technoid on Twitter. He's also got his YouTube channel. Dude's fantastic. Love the product that he puts out there, and he's fun. If you don't like dull tech, then Technoid's the one. He'll spice it up for you and package it so that way you'll enjoy it. So
let's put it this way: I'm not your average everyday chip off the old block.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for casual alerts. Let's just put it that way.
And if y'all don't know what casuals are, go to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. I'm not going to define it for you.
Hey, big shout out to Tech Extremist for coming on tonight. Appreciate you, bro. Big shout out to Carlos for coming on. Team Pixel, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here, bro.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
You guys are the best, man. Let's call it a night. We out this piece.
Peace.
Peace.